there, everyone. Emily Teacher here, and today we're going to read The Great American Scream Machine. When it comes to roller coasters, there are two kinds of people: those who cannot wait to get on one, and those who wouldn't ride one if they were paid to do so. Ever since the first roller coaster opened for business at Coney Island in 1884, millions of people have lined up for a ride. But the antecedent of the roller coaster goes back much further in time. Its origin has been traced to Catherine the Great, who ruled Russia from 1762 to 1796. She had snow packed to form a long slide with a few bumps at the bottom. She then would gather members of her court to ride down with her on a sled. Of course, the ride she offered was much calmer than the 3 minutes of bone-shaking, terror-filled, stomach-churning fun that roller coaster riders enjoy today. So we're talking all about roller coasters today. From the first roller coaster opened at Coney Island in New Jersey, all the way back to Catherine the Great, who made this kind of sled roller coaster. People have been looking for reasons to feel excited on a ride for a long, long time. So let's learn more about the roller coaster. That thrill seekers ride these machines of their own volitions and pay for the privilege astonishes those who regard such behavior as clear evidence of a masochistic personality. One such enthusiast, a mild-mannered computer operator, holds the record for riding the famous roller coaster of Kings Island outside Cincinnati, known as the Beast, 5,000 times and counting. So the people who want to ride roller coasters are thrill seekers. They like to feel scared. The Beast begins with a long, slow, ratchety climb. This serves two purposes. First, it gives the strapped-in occupants plenty of time to anticipate the moment when the cars go over the top. Second, by elevating the cars, which when occupied weigh 15 tons, to a height of nearly 200 feet, it stores up enormous potential energy. This energy provides the momentum for the rest of the ride. Even the most jaded riders experience a feeling of mingled terror and excitement as the cars make the first plunge downward. It is a sensation that has been compared to driving over a 100-foot cliff. Straight ahead is a tunnel that seems to have no overhead clearance. The riders duck as they hurtle toward it at 65 miles per hour, but they clear it with feet to spare. The Beast has never decapitated anyone. So the Beast, this is a wooden roller coaster. So there is this climb that is slow all the way to the top of the hill. And this does two things. It helps to freak out those on board, right? You have time to think about this scary drop coming. But also it helps bring all that weight to the top of the hill so that when it goes over, it's going to help speed up the cars really, really fast. Then it has this tunnel, right? And the tunnel is made to scare you. So it looks like your head is never going to make it. People duck to try and get under because they think it's going to hit their head. But really, the way that it's made is very safe. There's a lot of space above the head. It's never taken off anyone's head or hurt anybody when they went through the tunnel before. The force of gravity felt by a person with both feet on the ground is measured at 1 G. When a person rides the Beast, it's reduced to 0.2 G, and on the drops, and then is instantly increased to 3.5 G on the upswings. This causes the weight of a 150-pound rider to go from 30 pounds to 400 pounds in a split second. Making sharp turns at high speeds adds to the Beast's excitement. Centrifugal force threatens to hurl the cars off into space. But because the track is banked at an angle of 65 degrees, all the pull is downward, keeping the riders glued firmly to their seats, but doing unpleasant things to their viscera. So the cool thing about these roller coasters is they are made to make your body scared and feel funky. So when you're dropping, you feel weightless. And then when you come back up, you feel really, really heavy, right? When you are turning, it feels like you're going to fly out of the car. But really, the engineers made it so that it's angled perfectly. So instead of throwing you off, you're actually pushed further down to the ground. So you're very safely in the car. But you just feel like your stomach is going to get sick, right? It feels like your stomach is up and then down and all over the place. But that's the point of the ride. The Beast has wooden tracks, a type now considered obsolescent in the industry. These tracks give the cars a satisfying clackety-clack sound as they go over the joints, while the riders are maintained in more or less an upright position. Modern roller coaster tracks are made of steel, and the relative merits of the two types is a subject endlessly debated by aficionados. Some fans argue that steel is preferable for the tracks because of its greater flexibility. It can be twisted into loops, corkscrews, and other convoluted shapes the designers dream up in their pursuit of bigger thrills. But because the steel tracks are coated with neoprene, a synthetic form of rubber, the cars run smoothly and silently. This absence of sound is a major drawback, according to those who champion wooden tracks. So there's two types of tracks in the roller coaster world. There are wood tracks that make a fun clickety-clack sound, and it makes it really bumpy when you're going on it. And more so nowadays, they have steel tracks, which you can twist and turn more easily, but they're quiet and don't give that classic roller coaster feel. The names given to roller coasters, the Beast, the Cyclone, King Cobra, Shockwave, suggest danger, an aspect of roller coastering that promoters understandably like to accentuate. In doing so, however, they are being somewhat disingenuous. Despite their names, roller coasters are safer than children's merry-go-rounds. This is an indubitable fact, well hidden by the industry, but borne out of the relative cost of insuring both rides against accidents. People can act foolishly on merry-go-rounds, jumping on or off when they're in motion, for example. On roller coasters, the riders are restrained. Opportunities for reckless behavior are almost non-existent. The odds against having a fatal accident while riding a roller coaster are about 100 million to 1. But after all, the whole point of riding the roller coaster is to scare yourself to death, while knowing all the time that you're really perfectly safe. So roller coasters always have these big scary names, right? Because they're meant to scare you. But really, they're safer than some kids' rides. On a merry-go-round, people can do silly things while it's moving. Because you can move around on it. But on a roller coaster, you are restrained or you're held to it, right? By the seatbelt or the bar. So you can't really do anything silly to hurt yourself on a roller coaster. In fact, the odds of getting hurt on one are very, very low. But that's the point, right? To feel really, really scared, but to know that you're very safe on a roller coaster. Thank you for reading with me today. We do have links that are related to each of our articles. If you want the link for this one here, you can find it just down in the description below.